I notice when it comes to you, people either love you or they hate you.
Yep.
It's not really in between.
No.
It's very, you know, it's like you're very opinionated, you're an Aries, you're fiery, right? And you talk about things outside of the norm that come across as bizarre to people like spellcasting or vampires. So can you talk about where all that comes from?
Well, you know, I mean, learning about spell casting was because I was, you know, the ex that cast a spell on me or whatever. And I actually I found out more.
But wasn't there more than one? Wasn't there more than one that did that?
Well, I mean, if I have to really go back to the root of it, it was my father who first cursed me and put me into a low vibration. When I left home, I was about to leave. He looked me in the eyes and told me, "You'll be raped by 9 men."
Right, he did say that. That's right.
And so I was in that low vibration already, not unaware, and of course, meeting other people in that vibration. You know, it was a vibrational attraction kind of a thing. And now, you know, I lost my train of thought. But we're realizing now that also, as well as sex trafficking, that this stuff is a lot more common as well. The veil is thinning. And people need to be aware about all of this so that you can, not for fear, but so that you're aware for protection. You know what I mean? And the Vatican just released a whole statement talking about apparitions and seeing spiritual things. We had the situation in Miami where people were seeing aliens and things, and vampires, fairies, things, all these beings exist. And because timelines are collapsing and coming together, that veil is coming down, and we are going to be seeing some very interesting and weird things in our society soon. And I have encountered vampires myself in New Orleans. Like twice.
Wait. Vampires?
Vampires, they exist.
Are they like in the traditional sense of what we're taught in, you know, all these movies, these books and everything?
Well, I've learned recently that blood vampires are very scarce. They're very scarce now. But you know, it's all about energy, of course. And they tap in through sexual energy, bad energy, and even possibly good energy. But when I went to New Orleans several years ago, I remember my mom and I were walking in the French Quarter, and this guy passed me. He was walking really fast, and he's like, his head was kind of like this, and he looked like Anton LaVey. Anton LaVey was the founder of the Church of Satan, had this bald head, like this goatee, and, you know, had like this devilish look. But this was a black man, darker complexion, but had the similar structure. And my first thought was, that looks like a vampire. And then a couple hours later, we were in the middle of a ghost tour in the French Quarter, and it was dark. Sun had just gone down, and the tour guide was saying, this is where vampires first settled in New Orleans. And I turned to my left, and I looked inside this restaurant. Everything was dark. And he was a host standing right in the front. And it was dark where he was at, but behind him was lit up. And he was looking at me like this, like with these piercing, evil eyes. And I was like, Mom, do you see that? And she was like, yeah. So we both saw it, right? Next year, we went back to New Orleans. I happened to make a reservation at a restaurant. It happened to be that same restaurant. I wasn't aware that it was the same restaurant. So we walked into the restaurant, my mom and I. We looked at these people. They knew who we were, and we knew who they were telepathically. And they own that restaurant, and they exist now. They have to exist. They're not like ancient vampires where they just go and kill everyone. They have to, there's laws, and because we live under the US corporation now, they have to abide by laws as well. So they stay afloat, you know, jumping through loopholes and through other means and everything. But mostly now they just tap into energy.
So you're saying instead of feeding on blood, they're feeding on energy. Yeah,
but there are some that feed on blood, and people in Hollywood feed on blood too. So they're vampiric as well.
Right. Okay. With the spell casting, what would you say to somebody that, you know, obviously believes that that's like absurd, that something like that would exist?
Well, maybe live a few more lifetimes and maybe you'll find out.
Do you believe in alternate realities?
Absolutely.
So in a different reality, Tina is sitting here with koala instead of panda, or something like that.
You know
Basically,
what? The fact that you even said that means that there is an actual alternate parallel universe that exists just like that. Yes.
wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It is. Well, yeah, we're multidimensional beings. We live in a multidimensional universe, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to go too much into that, but go ahead.
Have you seen that show on Apple called Dark Matter?
No.
You should watch it. It's about alternate realities and stuff. It's that's why I asked you. It's really
Ah,
interesting.
okay.
Yeah.